You seem unusually peppy today. Did one of your favorite sporting teams succeed in their goals?
Yeah.
Adab, brothers, sisters, comrades, friends, NBA fans, welcome to the Crunk Navab's NBA show, which is also going to be a little bit of a World Cup show. I'm coming to you from one of the World Cup cities, Vancouver. I'm Kashif. I also have with me from another World Cup city, Ahmer Ali, and from another World Cup city, Ahmer Alam, coming from Brooklyn. It is June 21st. I think this is going to serve as our NBA Finals review. We haven't been able to really do much recently, mainly because I've kind of been moving. And so that's kind of put a wrench in stuff, and my computer was kind of broken down for a little while, but I got it fixed. I think Ahmer was also out in Chicago last weekend, if I'm not mistaken. Umer's also been kind of busy because his parents, they did a big move as well, so they've been involved in that. And Umer's mother also had a bit of an accident, so she had to get a surgery done. So it's been a busy time. Just to catch up quickly, Ahmer, how was the parade? Did you take part in it in any way, or what's the deal?
I could not go to the parade, unfortunately, because I did some school stuff. But there were, I think there were close to 1.5, 2 million people. I heard anecdotally that people were getting there at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., getting denied because like the parade sort of like boundaries were just there's just too much going on. No cars in Lower Manhattan. People trying to get out of subway stations. It took like 30 minutes to walk out of a subway station because like it was just too much congestion. Not a lot of like craziness happened, but
I will say New York did not comport themselves well in the finals.
No, they did not.
Like there was a lot of it was like, oh, this is not the behavior you want to see.
No. It was not great. But the celebration was fine. Obviously, James Dolan was a dick. His speech was just like so unreal. But yeah, I mean, it's been good. I mean, I think the vibes are good. I mean, it was really crazy some of seeing the scenes, like just in terms of like watch parties across Brooklyn and Manhattan. That was really cool. And like the weather's been good here. It hasn't been hot. So like that like sort of week was crazy. Actually, a friend of mine, what was the comeback in Game 4, right? I was at school because my daughter was having a step up ceremony from pre-K to K, so we're all hanging out. He's like, "What do you want to do for the game tonight? What do you do for the game tonight?" I was like, "Oh, nothing." This is a dad I kind of know. He's like, "Do you want to go on a boat?" He had rented a boat, like he had chartered a boat for like 15 of his friends. It was like so cool. I was like, "All right, I'll pay you like $100." So like we were on this boat, and then the comeback happens. It was like unreal. It was so cool. It was really fun. But those are the kind of things that was just like really neat. I mean, I didn't get to go to my game 6.
Oh, you got to go to no games. That sucks.
I got to go to no games. I got to go the only game I went to was like the Atlanta game, but the last 3 rounds I didn't go to any games.
But that's because like you could have gotten game 3. You didn't choose it though, right?
He kept choosing game 6.
So I chose. So the first 2 rounds, I was just like, let's just choose later rounds. But for the finals, I was just like, let's just pick game 6 because I wasn't expecting. I mean, if OKC made it, I don't know, like, would they have lasted? I was like, I don't know. But if it was game 6, then it would have been an epic game because that means that Knicks would have had a chance. And then obviously they still had a chance, right, to make that game 6. Like, I mean, when like 10 minutes left in that game 5, right? Like we thought, okay, whatever's going to happen. But otherwise, it's been pretty cool. I mean, it's been a lot of fun. The last 4 weeks for me in terms of sports has just been awesome because like my teams never win. Like it was 10 years ago the Cavs won. I'm going to wait another 10 years for anything good to happen again. So it's been just really fun the last 4 weeks. Like to me.
So let's just get into. I think the last time we spoke was after game 2, and right. That was basically it was they had choked away the game. I think our predictions were I at that point said I think the Knicks will just win in 6. I think Ahmer, you said the Knicks will win in 5.
I said 5 because I thought game 3 was cursed, and it was.
Yeah,
and it was.
And I can't remember, Ahmer, if you said 5 or 6.
I think I had game 6 too, but I wanted them, if they were going to lose a game, to lose game 3. Not game
game 2, when we talked about it, was really, I remember I in particular just ripped into Wemby. and also I think Fox. And then game 3 though was a strange game, but it was basically, it took the same form as all the other games. But the Spurs just held on to win that game. But then that game was like, Wemby was the best player on the court in game 3. We kind of looked at game 3 and said, well, if Wemby plays like that, that's a real problem for the Knicks. I guess let's just talk about the game 4 disaster, because we've had enough time since then that, and I think that game, I remember throughout the game, I think I called it in the third quarter. I put in a message, the Spurs are going to lose this game because of the way they were playing. And I said, this is the dumbest basketball team ever. And I believe Barkley made the same comment afterwards. And it was, Uber, just what were you thinking as you watched the Spurs play in that game 4 and that lead just evaporate?
I mean, the way the game started, it looked like they may have found something. Like they finally had solved the Knicks, that this was actually going to be quite the opposite. Like we all wrote the Knicks off after game 2. Like we all were pretty much shitting all over.
We wrote the Spurs off after game 2.
Sorry. That's what I meant. And
I think at halftime of game 4, my attitude was the Spurs are going to win this series in 6 games.
It looked like they were going to. I mean, they looked dominant. It looked like they'd finally figured it out. And, you know, there's that moment with Wemby and the foul trouble of Cat, and then getting the whole in your head thing to Mitchell Robinson, where it just everything just seemed like it was going the Spurs way. And you saw the way they played, the shot selection, the kind of just total non-offense that they ran that entire second half, where it was like one shot, quick shots, like within 6 seconds. Like it made no sense for a team that was up.
I think I did the whole breakdown where I showed all the runs and I put every possession what the Spurs were doing on offense, and it was just a complete
the Knicks,
disaster.
I mean, credit to the Knicks for even sticking around, but it was a 20-point game with like 9 minutes left. It wasn't like a, you know, like those chip away. It's like, you know, it's down 5. It came in an avalanche. Like the one thing I'll give the Knicks some credit, it went from 27 to 20, but it still didn't feel like it was close. And then you just had, like, it looked like the Spurs, either they ran out of gas or fear of, oh no, we don't have it, struck in. But you could see.
Well, Wemby definitely ran out of gas.
And I think that's one thing that when going into next year, they're going to have to figure out either, one, you can't play him 29 minutes a game during the regular season if your plan is to play him 40 minutes a game in the playoffs.
Well, the whole question is, why did he play 44 minutes in a game they were winning by 30 for basically
what in the first? I mean, don't
30
you think,
minutes? Like
in Mitch Johnson's defense, I would imagine he was under the impression my team could put down the hammer if they go up 30. You know, if we put the Knicks out 30-35, I can then sit them the fourth quarter. Unfortunately for him, it just did not go that way.
But even in the second quarter played, he brought him early in the second quarter.
He played a lot.
Like, it was just ridiculous. It's like, what are you?
And the same thing repeated itself.
And he never called a timeout during any of those runs. Like no. I have the run, right? Like it's 81-52, right? So it's a 29-point lead. Wemby gets called for a flagrant. Cat makes 2. And then here are the Spurs' possession. Johnson misses a layup, gets a rebound, misses the tip, gets a rebound, misses the layup. Champagnie misses a 3 off of one pass with 20 seconds left on the clock, which is amazing because that means they got the ball up in like 2 seconds, right? Harper missed a 3 on a broken possession for a shot he had to take. Fox had a turnover. Vassell then misses a 3 off of one pass, 3 feet behind the line, 10 seconds left on the clock. Johnson then misses a 3 off of one pass, 19 seconds left on the clock. Fox then takes a step back, broken possession 3, but it was a broken possession because of Fox. And then Harper turns the ball over. And then the end of the third was Harper misses a step back 3 air ball with 15 seconds left on the clock. Harper's immediately subbed out for Fox. Fox then comes in and misses a wide open 3 with 12 seconds on the clock. Castle gets an offensive rebound, immediately kicks to Wemby. Wemby immediately takes a three. Fox gets an offensive rebound, kicks to Wemby. Wemby immediately takes another three, misses. Champagny misses a transition layup. The ball goes out of bounds. Vassell makes a three. Then Fox has a turnover, and then Wemby misses a fadeaway two at the buzzer trying to take out. Like, it was just insane, the offense they were running. Ahmer, what was going through your mind as this is happening?
I think I had similar thoughts, like Spurs in 6 or whatever. The only thing is that first half, like at a certain point, they were shooting 60% from 3, 60% from the field. I kind of assumed that would come back a little bit, not just because of poor decision making that ended up happening, which was like whatever, but I thought that would just come back. So I thought that 29 points would be around 20 or whatever. I think credit to the Knicks is just keeping it going and just like waiting for the Spurs to capitulate a little bit. And then obviously the last 8 minutes, it was just it just flipped completely, right? It was from like heroes and zeros and whatnot. No, what they did in the third quarter was just diabolical. Like I just don't understand how. I think we've talked about this a lot. Like coaching players, inexperience on both ends. Like, when did anybody decide, like, hey, you guys don't have to take a shot within the first 5 seconds? Like, you're up 30, just milk the clock. Like, it's just about a time thing at that point. You just need to, like, I think Zach Lowe was talking about, you just don't need zeros. You need, like, you can't have 5 seconds and zeros. That's the only thing that's going to get them back into the lead. And it did exactly that. And it's not like, I mean, the Knicks played well, right? Like, they obviously executed. And, like, I don't know what the stats were by the end of the game for the Knicks, but and you saw that again in game 5 a little bit, right? Like you just not, it wasn't as bad, but you're just like, I mean, I wasn't uncomfortable in game 5.
Like, I guess
I did too. I did too.
I thought it was inevitable.
Game 5?
Yeah, I thought even up 12 in the second half, I thought the Knicks had the game.
I did too. Even the first half when they were up 16, I was like, Knicks are going to come back.
At no point was I like, uh-oh, Knicks may be going back home.
Because you didn't have any track record the Spurs would actually do something different. That's what I don't understand in the 5 games. Like, every game was the same script. Like, obviously in game 3, it didn't work out for the Knicks, but you said they came back, right? Like, it was
they held them off, though, yeah.
They held them off. It was like, this is the same script in every game. And it's like, I don't understand. They didn't change the thing.
I thought Wemby, even in game 5, like we were talking about him being tired in game 4, I thought he was tired in game 5. With 5 minutes left in that game, he's subbed out for Luke Cornett. Like, that's crazy. Like, how does that happen?
I think with Wemby, the other issue is that I actually think it's a toughness problem with him, in that what the Knicks did really well, and this is one of the things that irritated me about Knicks fans, where they were kind of like, oh, look at the way they're fouling Brunson. It's kind of like, listen, the Knicks are basically doing to Wemby what the Pistons used to do with Jordan. They're just hitting him nonstop. It's just that you're not seeing it because he doesn't have the ball in his hands. But I think that's what you see with Wemby is early in the games, he's going in the paint, he's scoring. I just think he doesn't like fighting down there. Like, I think one, he's getting tired. But two, I think I just don't think he likes the physical play. And I think what you see is that he's just unwilling to go back into the paint, particularly because when you have to fight for paint position, you're not necessarily going to get the ball. There's going to be wasted possessions, but the whole idea is you just going there attracts attention. It's kind of like the Curry thing, where Curry just being on the court sucks people into him on the perimeter with Wemby. And I thought that was the big problem with him. I think you're correct. He's tired, but I also think it's a toughness thing. I don't think he understands that big men in the NBA, like, there's a reason Joker every game has scratches all over him, because that's what you do is you go and you go rim to rim and you just fight down there, and it's not fun.
Well, won't that be the thing that we're all looking for from him next year? Like, offensively was already the question. Like, it was it's the last piece. Like, where's your game scoring coming from? Like, we don't really know yet.
I think the whole thing with him is right now what he is he's more of a finisher. Right? Like he's not just give him the ball and he gets you a bucket or makes a play guy. No. That's this idealized version of Wemby that we have that I actually don't think will ever work because he's too tall. Like you see him
work. I'm not going to say it's never going to work.
If he can post up, but what he wants to do,
no.
But it's an issue of I don't think it's any problem of his. It's just that it's 7'5". It's very easy to swipe the ball from him if he's going to start facing the basket and going with it.
No, I'm with you. I think because of his size, like early in those games, once he's in the paint, it's game over. Like there's nothing anyone can do. Like,
and he just has to dive.
He have a jump hook.
Him diving to the basket,
but still, like a jump hook
suck in, right?
Would go a long way. Like it's not like I need him to do drop steps all over the place, but just any post move would be helpful because. You just see how unstoppable it is.
Ahmer, how much do you think was the Knicks defense that they can specifically do things that maybe other teams can't do because they have Cat, Anunoby, and Mitchell? And most teams don't really have three guys who are basically three guys who are that big, that strong, particularly the Thunder. But we did see the Timberwolves couldn't do it, and they had basically Gobert, Randall, and Naz Reid, right?
I've been struggling with that a little bit to see how much of this is... Like, obviously, I'm enjoying it from a Knicks fan, and like it's been a fun run or whatever. But it's hard to give the Knicks a lot of credit because it was the script of the games were the same every time, and the collapse was mostly on poor decision making, poor lead management. Like all around on the Spurs. Like I think they were effective, to be honest. I do think like I think Anunoby in particular was like very effective. I think also Cat obviously in the later games was just useless. But it's hard not, even if I'm Nick, it's hard not to just talk about the Spurs enough, considering what they did in each game. It wasn't like there was one game where there was like, oh, you had a Brunson game. He just got hot and got like, well, even the last game they were up in the lead. So it wasn't like one of those things, right? It was just like the same script every time. And you're like, why isn't this changing? Why isn't anything changing? It's like, I can't tell how much that was the Knicks. I just think it was a lot of the Spurs just inability to like adjust. This was like where coaching just played a part. Like, I think just inevitably coaching just like...
I thought it was a big thing. Like for the life of me, I get that Castle Harper won't be able to do this, but I don't understand why Fox wasn't every possession just get Brunson involved in a screen and roll just so we can hit him and make him defend. Because that's supposed to be the whole point of Fox. He's supposed to be this, because I know everyone's saying, oh, but he had the high ankle sprain, but that doesn't explain the decision making. It's kind of like, why aren't you doing that? Like, why aren't you finding where is Brunson and just calling that person over? Get over here, run the screen. They're going to go under because Fox can't shoot, but at least you're hitting Brunson. You're at least attacking him, making him work. Like, I was just so confused as to what they were doing. And then you obviously have the problem that, was it game 3 they ended with Fox, Harper, and Castle? There's one game where they played him, but from what I understand, the stats show those are awful minutes. When they actually have the three of them in there together, that they just get absolutely killed in terms of their net rating. Because I think a lot of it is just defensively.
They can't stop anyone. They're just too and they small. Can't rebound. Yeah, rebounding gets really bad.
I mean, the OG tip-in, like, Harper is literally just standing, going for the ball. Like,
why? Like, you can see on that play, I've seen it broken down a couple times. Why is Victor Wembanyama the one guarding Jalen Brunson that far from the rim? Like, why is he even there?
I think the whole point. I think the whole point is that
why
Fox
send a double
join him.
I suppose, or
the whole point is that
why is Wemby on the ball there?
Affects the shot because I think he affects at least the shot. But the whole question then with Fox is, what are you doing?
No, but they didn't guard the inbounder, which is like one of the
but that's the question.
fundamental
with Fox,
rules
then.
of basketball is why aren't you guarding the inbounder? Like that guy's the most dangerous
that's a coaching
guy.
choice. That's a decision
that's the thing. Like it
Mitchell
looked
Johnson
like that was
made
part of their design, and then you can see no one comes close to OG once he realizes the shot's going up. Like he's just skying.
Yeah,
over.
that's on. To me, that was Fox and Harper, because everyone else, Wemby can't do anything. He's too far. Everyone else
is though,
try to find someone.
Even if OG doesn't get it, the next guy closest is Cat. So it did seem like the Knicks were hitting the glass harder than they were on that play. I mean, it's an all-time play of all time. Like, I don't know how many tip-ins in NBA history.
Do we want to have the De'Aaron, since we started talking about Fox, of just how terrible Fox was?
Yeah, I mean, I
sure.
That's the fundamental.
I mean,
the
last time
Spurs,
we talked. The last time we talked, you really had harsh words for Wemby. Now, after the series is over, would you say this would be pinned more on him or more on his supporting cast?
No. I think it's still more on Wemby, just because late in games offensively, he has to be the guy who, at least, if he's not scoring, is attracting attention. Like, he wasn't even doing that. That's the whole issue. Like, I think if you look at the series stats, Wemby shot 42% from the field and 27 from three.
Yeah.
Like that's just unacceptable. Like that, those are numbers that were acceptable like in the 2000s when the scores were
was
in the
that 80s. For the series though, or for the because I think his fourth quarter numbers, he's shooting like under 20%.
Yeah. It's really like, there's the point I made, like, I don't understand why he's taking these these mid-range jumpers, which he just doesn't make. And I think the Knicks understood that, and they were kind of like, and they were still staying close enough to him where they could affect the shot. But no, because it's not Fox's responsibility to win the series. Wemby has to go out. Like, if you look at the final stats for Wemby, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 3.6 blocks, they look nice. And I still think he led the series in game score. It's just that the scoring was so bad late in games. Fox was terrible, but Fox shouldn't have been playing. Like, I think a lot of it was that, and I don't know what the Spurs do in that situation, right?
You have to play him. You can't not play him.
That's the whole problem. Is
you
now have. I mean, go ahead, Ahmer. I think you were going to say something though.
Well, I mean, it's also like by game 4, right? I didn't see where we saw bad possessions in the third, let alone the end of the game. Third quarter, those bad possessions that you highlighted and not like, the laundry list, right? I didn't see this sort of like impetus on like, all right, we're doing this again. Timeout. Just start yelling at people and just like be like correct. Like, I didn't see any of that. That's why I thought game 5 was inevitable. Because I was like, this is not going to change. And there's nobody in this set of players and coaches that will change it, or even know how to change it.
Fox does have a belief in himself. Like, he kept going back to the well. Like, he was just like, no, I can do this. And I don't know if you give him credit that maybe he's the only one willing to take the shots late in games, and maybe that's the problem. That he's like, no one else wants to do this.
You don't think Dylan Harper wanted the ball? It looked like that guy wanted the ball all the time.
Yeah, but the Harper also, the problem with Dylan Harper is it's just a god awful shooter. And when the Knicks, and then he had some really awful shots late in games too, where the Knicks just left him open. Knicks were like, go ahead, and he just.
But I'm not even talking about late in games.
Yeah,
I'm talking like there's several instances of if they had just won the third quarter, these games would not happen.
Yeah,
like just win the third quarter. Like just win 5 to 8 possessions. Like that one game where their bench came in, I think it was game 2, right? Where we talked about the bench came in after the Cat second foul or the fourth foul. The bench came in and the Knicks bench scored like 10 points. They were like plus 4, I think, or something like that. Like it's not the late in game stuff only. It's just like you have leads. You have double-digit leads on several instances, and not small ones. And you just choked them away.
The second half of game 5, Fox went 1 for 7.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Like-
he was bad.
But see, like, what do you do now though? Like, the series is over, you lose. What do you assess? Like, this team wasn't built to even make it to the final.
No,
Like the Spurs team, like you could tell by the makeup of their roster. All season long, we've been saying they don't have a 4. Champagne played fine, but if he's your starting 4, you're in big trouble. What do they do now? You have to pay, you're paying Fox $200 million over 4 years.
Their big problem is that, and all the murmur, like they have to start Harper next year.
Yeah, but what the hell are you going to do?
Well, the question is, what will Fox accept that he's going to be a bench player? Number one, right?
Probably not.
Because I think people are saying, oh no, they should keep Fox. Yeah, but if Fox, like that's number one. There's a guy who's actually perfect for the Spurs. It's just that I don't think it's going to happen. I think LBJ is perfect for the Spurs, and they could actually pay him the money. They could pay him the money he wants. They actually have the money to pay him.
He's not going to San Antonio.
If you put LBJ at the 4 on the Spurs, like it's perfect. Like it just they win the title.
That'd
He
be
fixes.
awesome. Why
they
does
can
he do
protect-
that?
Because he's not going to San Antonio. What are you talking
I
about?
don't think San Antonio.
He'll come
I
to
think
Cleveland.
He's not going to either of these places.
You know, they need to find
How
a 4.
great would that be if he did that?
Because I think
Oh
the
my
other
God.
problem is
That'd be sick.
Wemby can't really set screens. He's just not solid
No.
enough, right? So they actually need a guy who can just go there and set a screen for a guard, especially Harper, because you want Harper going downhill with a step off of the screen. But
Maybe
yeah,
they
no,
want
they're gonna
beef
have
stew.
to. Obviously, the first thing is you figure, but there's a lot of point guard needy teams. That's the advantage they have, is that
For
can they
$50
convince-
million?
The
question is
contract's
this,
crazy. Contract is really big.
If you believe Fox can be Jamal Murray, then you kind of look and say, well, we think that he was an all-star, and maybe if you put him in our environment, he can average 21, 22 points. type of deal.
I'm definitely not the biggest Jamal Murray guy. De'Aaron Fox is not Jamal Murray. He cannot score. De'Aaron Fox is not Jamal Murray. Like, in terms of a scoring and shooting,
I think he's not the shooter, Murray. Fox's biggest problem is Fox is like a rhythm scorer. He's a guy who you just
Yeah, I
give him
guess.
the ball, and then he just almost just gets into a zone. And what he does is it's either he's finding the basket or he's getting in that in-between space. And he just, in the Spurs, that just doesn't work because you have Wemby, so you want Wemby by the basket, and they can't really space the floor. But yeah, they have to figure that out. Like, that's the first thing they have to figure out is it's guaranteed Fox is not starting next year if he's in San Antonio Spurs. Like, that much is settled. It's will he accept being
You
a
really
sixth
think
man?
they're going to trade him? I just don't
No.
see them doing that.
What I say he's not starting is that will he accept being the sixth man?
That I highly doubt.
And that's up to him. What I think ultimately you do is you kind of tell him and his agent, here's the deal. You can find a team. Okay, go find a team, but we're not giving you away for nothing. Right? Yeah. That's the issue. And then they have to figure out the force. But their biggest issue is, will Wemby accept that he has to play a certain way?
I would say losing is probably the best thing that could have happened to him at this point. Because now he will have to change. He's going to be forced to. No? Like, he can't just run it back.
Ahmer,
his flaws were on display for us.
Do you think that just has to come from himself, or is there like a coaching thing? Or
I mean, I don't.
So I just think this is too early for Wemby to lead this. I think there's something that needs.
No,
I just think it's like a little bit. That's why an LBJ would be perfect. You said this, and you're like, he'd be a perfect focal point to let him just sort of figure this out.
Do you think the coach can do this, or do you think they have to get a veteran coach? That's the other question. Or do you
I don't think you can remove the
listen.
coach.
They got to the finals. They had double-digit leads in every single game. Wemby had his issues. They all had their issues. They still had double-digit leads in every game. Do you think a better coach would just be like, stop taking those fucking shots? Just
yeah, like I think the question
is, call timeouts.
Do you?
He didn't do.
Do you think this is a Avery Johnson in '07 where even with all success, the Mavs realized after the collapse we had against the Warriors, we can't bring Avery back? Or is this like the Celtics and Missoula where they say, listen, first year,
No,
like he's a young
I'm
coach.
hopeful it's I'm hopeful it's the latter. I'm hopeful that Pop talks to him or whatever that's happening over there, and that infrastructure sort of comes in play. But it was shocking that all 5 games were the same way. They didn't lose in very different fashions. It was like, hey, like we had a big lead. We couldn't.
I think it's the point that Amin Al Hassan made is that the Spurs on offense don't seem to have any. He used the term intention. He says when you watch them, they maybe run one set, that horn set, and then but you don't really understand what is it you're actually trying to accomplish. What is it you're trying to do? What are you trying to exploit? What are you trying to establish? And that is one. They're a strange team because that core unit has basically 2 guys who can't shoot, but then they have 2 amazing shooters. Like I thought Vassell, based on what he can do, I thought he had a great series in terms of this is who he is. If he's your 4th or 5th best starter, that's excellent. He allows them to switch. He basically only takes shots when he's open. He actually shot well from 3, so I think he's fine. It's Champagny was in over his head. Champagny shouldn't be starting. He should be a bench player. And so it's you get a 4, but yeah, but the coaching also might have to be that you just might have to wait on Victor to figure things out, right? Like that it could just be that if he's your best player, then your best player has to be your best player.
But can I ask you, like, is Wemby at fault? I mean, like the guards are young, but is Wemby at fault? But the game stuff, sure. Is Wemby really at fault for a lot of the come down the court 5 seconds, shoot 3?
But you have to get into position.
The whole intention thing on the offense is a mentality that needs to be instilled, right? It's not like just.
But it's also based on a predictability of understanding, because one of the problems with Wemby is we literally don't know what he's going to do game to game, quarter to quarter. Like we literally are like, is he going to be aggressive? Is he not going to be? Is he going to fall in love with taking jumpers? Because what I find shocking is that how much the physicality affected him, particularly because they went through Minnesota, who's maybe the most physical team in the league. And so you thought that, okay, they've gone against it. Even Portland is a physical team. They're a team that kind of beats you up. But the Knicks, and this is where maybe we're not giving the Knicks enough credit, in that Mike Brown and his staff probably saw things in those first 3 rounds that the rest of us didn't see. And they were able to instill in their team, you just do this. And the Knicks, to their credit, that's the credit. Like you never really saw breakdowns with the Knicks. Like they were very rare. But go ahead, Ahmer. Like Umar, your sense of that. Like, where are you on this?
So I think I alluded to it the last time. The things that I thought the Knicks did that the Thunder definitely didn't do was attacking Wemby offensively, like going at him, driving at him, and when I think I mentioned it, he was going to get to a couple shots. Like he was going to block Landry Shamet. He was going to block Mikal Bridges, even Jalen Brunson. But just the threat of attacking the rim, it changed the way that the Spurs had to defend. It changed the way Victor had to defend. Then there was a lot of times, like you would see it in the fourth quarters, and I heard it talked about a lot. Like the way, I don't know if this was fatigue. I don't know if it was just he just didn't want to keep coming over. Like the help was late, or the help just didn't come. Where it was like, if this was a regular season game, like I know this guy's in the right position, he'll make sure that these rim runs won't actually happen. I thought the Knicks were actually fantastic. I don't know if you guys saw that, like one slow-mo clip of Jalen Brunson in the 5th game in the 4th quarter where he just breaks down Wemby one-on-one just off the dribble, where it was stuff like that I thought the Knicks did that no one else did against the Spurs, which really was the difference. I think defensively, at least from what I saw, is the Knicks had a big man who was physical and was able to actually stay with him on the perimeter. Like if you think back to the Thunder series, Hartenstein can't stay with Victor. He is too slow. And once he sells out for the shot, which he did a lot, it basically just opened up everything. Chet didn't even want to guard him. Like he didn't even come close.
Well, it's also like the Knicks did a very good job, though, of helping whenever
Yes,
Victor was
every time.
diving.
And you know what, Kashif, you brought up when, again, the Minnesota series, even Randall was being physical with him on the inside.
He was trying.
Like Naz Reid, like they were trying.
I mean,
obviously.
I will note this, that for the series, the Knicks on offense, I think their rating was like 108.9, right? Which would still rank as like the 5th best defense. Like Wemby defensively was awesome.
But the Knicks were better. That's what it came down to. Defensively, what the Knicks did in those fourth quarters was just better. Like their closing was what changed it. I just looked it up. Victor for fourth quarters in that series shot 34%. 34%. 12 of 34, 2 of 8 from 3. And, you know, is that going to change going forward? I would imagine so. Like this is, you know, LeBron in 2011 Miami. Like even Eric Spoelstra at the time, like there was calls to get him out of there and bring Pat Riley in, and we wouldn't have one of the best coaches there are in the NBA now. So I don't think you should be removing Mitch Johnson after 1 year. Like I said, this team is ahead of schedule. We none of us, all of us, picked the Thunder to beat them. If one of those guys is healthy, we still probably agree the Thunder probably beat them. So I would say, like, of course, losing the finals sucks, like especially when you have big double-digit leads. But
it's the fact that for 3 quarters, like I know Victor, he didn't state it properly, right? Where he said that, we dominated them, we lost the series. But I just think was immaturity, similar to the immaturity of the way he walked off the court without shaking anyone's hand, and even that "see you never," whatever he did at the end of the press conference. But he did make some thoughtful comments I did see afterwards about just talking about, no, I'm really disappointed. Like, I'm very disappointed in myself, the way I played. So he did take accountability in that respect.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, like the problem is, though, it's the fact that they did get those double-digit leads in every game into the third quarter.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they're one of the, I think they're now the 6th team that had a double-digit point differential and didn't win the finals, right? Because it's a very rare thing to get that, to get teams who have a over 10 point differential and just don't win. And usually they are losing in the Western Conference Finals, the conference finals or the NBA Finals. I think the one exception was the 17 Spurs lost in the second round, right? Or the 16 Spurs did. The 16 Spurs lost in the second round to the Warriors. But yeah, I don't know but going on the Knicks, what do the Knicks do going forward? Because apparently they're not going to be able to bring guys back, Ahmer, because Dolan doesn't want to go into the second apron. But that's not he doesn't want to pay the tax, or they're afraid that they'll be then limited what they can do next year? That I haven't read as much into that. So is it a tax issue, or is it you get hamstrung?
I think it's the latter. I think it's like Leon Rose and that the latter part of it.
Okay.
I mean, I saw something about those guys taking pay cuts and like doing Brunson. I doubt that's gonna happen. I actually like that guy Diawara. He was actually really good in the regular season. He didn't do any postseason minutes, but he's a restricted free agent. I kind of want to make sure that he comes back. I'm not sure if he will, but
you don't want Mitch Robinson?
Don't
you have 3 guys that essentially only one of them is probably going to be back between Alvarado, Robinson, and Shamet? Isn't that the dilemma they have?
And is it Robinson the most important?
Did Bridges get his extension?
Yeah, he's locked in.
He got his ring?
Yeah, he's locked in for at least another 2 years.
And Hart needs his extension, right?
Not this year. Next year. This year, your big 3 that you have that I think are coming off the books are Robinson, Shamet, and Alvarado.
I wouldn't think Shamet or Alvarado I wouldn't care about. I'd just be like, you can replace these guys. Robinson's another story.
Robinson is the most important. The problem is he will garner the most attention on the free market. Like, he's valuable.
Do you
he just
think
is.
he will actually?
I mean, every team
With all he had his mental health
but
thing
every team.
I mean, if you were
needs
San
a
Antonio,
rim-running
wouldn't you
man.
want to go
punched the
sign
wall.
Robinson?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. San Antonio's a perfect team that would actually love Mitchell
come over
You
to
Robinson.
us.
have Fournette. You
The
have Fournette.
Lakers would love to have Mitchell Robinson. Like, any team who looking for a rim running big who protects the rim, like, I don't know. I feel like every team would want that guy.
Like, I don't think you would want to start Mitchell Robinson, but he's a guy who can
No.
give you 20 to 25 quality minutes in a game if you need it.
Would someone pay him $20 million a year? I would say probably yes.
I don't know if they pay him that much, just because you don't pay big men anymore, because you know you can kind of find them unless they're elite.
How much does Steven Adams make? He
Maybe
makes, like,
15
almost-
million. Doesn't he? Doesn't he make like 15
yeah, like
million?
15 to 20 million, something like that right now.
But Steven Adams
And I
is
would
better than Mitchell Robinson.
He just doesn't
Steven
stay
Adams
out.
make a free throw?
He's a better offensive rebounder.
I mean,
better
Steven Adams is one of the
player.
greatest
Can he hit a free
offensive rebounders in like
He's
history.
a better rebounder. He's not a better defender. And he also, but the thing is, Mitchell Robinson can't play more than fucking 20 minutes a game without fouling out or getting tired.
Actually, like, wouldn't mind if Mitch Robinson's gone.
You wouldn't mind if he's gone?
It's kind of tough to like.
You don't think he's important? You don't think he's like?
No, I think he's important, but I'm just like, kind of. They got their chip. Like, just keep some flexibility and see what happens. Like, don't.
You don't want to run it
Are
back?
you gonna
huh?
pay? Are you gonna? No, they have to run it back. There's nothing else they can do, right? When
No, but
does
that's what I'm
Cat's
saying.
extension come in?
Hold
Does he
on,
get an
I'm
extension
looking-
soon?
I'm looking all this up right now. Give me a second.
And Brunson's gonna get his. Brunson's gonna get his finally, right? He's gonna get the $70 million or whatever. I don't know.
Where does Brunson like, it's a weird one because I was trying to figure out. I still think I would rank Brunson as the 8th best player in the league.
So right now, Cat is going into his last year of his deal. The next year following, he has a player option. So 27-28, he has a player option. Anunoby has 2 years left, and then on the third year, he has a player option. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. Bridges is locked in for 3 years with a player option on the fourth year. Alvarado has a player option for 4.5. He may just take it, or he may not. Who else did I say here? Thing is off, so Robinson is completely free agent, and Shaman as well. Josh Hart is for 2 years, and there's a team option in the second year. So
Yeah,
they can run this back essentially.
just run it back, see what happens. I guess, but I don't.
I can't believe you say you don't think that Mr. Robinson's important. I feel like that's
No,
insane.
I'm not saying he's not important. I'm just saying, like, maybe you just need to get out of that Mitchell Robinson game.
Yeah, but when he's probably the hardest to replace.
He played 13 minutes a game in the finals.
Yeah, he was bad in the finals,
Right.
sure.
And so the question
but
becomes, how much money do you give a guy who
I
basically
can't do it.
this
and
past
then when you put
season,
him in, they just foul him. It's like
I mean,
brutal.
wasn't
Like-
he like I don't have the numbers in front of me.
I have the numbers.
What
so
did
it-
he what
here's
did
the
he do
problem.
against Cleveland?
In the playoffs? Mitchell Robinson played 18 games.
Okay.
He played 13.9 minutes a game. Right. And so the question becomes, how much money are you going to pay to a guy who
I'd rather have some flexibility to sign
you're
another.
like, are you
Yeah,
going to
that's
give that
fair.
guy that much money knowing that you did really need to just find 10 to 15 minutes? And can you just find 10 to 15 minutes for cheaper?
I guess. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go with Diabate or Diawara or some other
Dude, was good. He was fun.
G League guy that they're gonna find, perhaps. I guess that's the way you gotta go.
You got
Like,
it.
I mean, can't you in the draft just find a guy who offensive rebounds and kind of can play 15 minutes?
No, it's they don't make those guys anymore. Like those
Right,
guys
you
are
don't
like
really.
they're so rare. That's the problem.
Well, no, but that's the thing with Robinson is Robinson doesn't really like. He's just there's no real skill. That's the thing. You just need a
No,
body.
he's a rim running big man who
Right.
blocks shots. That's what he does.
And he only averaged 0.6 blocks a game, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So like, it's not like in the 18 games in the playoffs, he blocked 11 shots. Right. So it's not like he's some. No, he's not. Yeah.
We can't like over.
You still need a backup big man. You do need a backup big man.
We can find one of those, right?
Otherwise, you are essentially the Spurs with Luke Cornett, who actually is still a better backup big man than you would argue you have now. So I don't know.
I mean, Cornett's a situational thing.
Cornett,
in the regular season, Cornett plays a lot and does things for them that they find valuable.
But I mean,
Mitchell
that's kind of what
Robinson
I'm
doesn't
getting
play,
at.
dude.
Yeah, but even the regular season, like, don't you want to not play Karl Anthony Towns heavy minutes? Don't you want to like reduce the amount of wear and tear on that 5 or 6 man rotation? I mean, I don't have the numbers. I would assume he's playing 20 minutes during the regular season. He played 60 games
in the regular season. I think he averaged something like 17 minutes a game.
Okay, yeah.
But the backup big man thing. Listen, the Nuggets have had this problem for 3 years, right? Like teams, it's a legit problem. Sometimes you run into when you
had that little window. Was it game 1 and game 2 where like Brunson was playing well. Cat was playing well. Oh, sorry. Brunson was fine. He wasn't crazy, but he was doing Brunson things. But Cat was playing well. OG was playing well. Mikal was playing well. And Josh Hart's just always Josh Hart. And you really saw, okay, hey, this 5 was actually playing well at the same exact time. But then you saw the next 3 games where like Cat's in foul trouble. Mikal sucks. Mikal was horrible the last 3 games. It's just like,
but Mikal was horrible.
The only way they're successful.
Yeah, he was great defense.
He was still doing stuff on defense.
He was still very good.
The only way is if you could figure out those first 2 games where they were all playing well and just like bottle that and like have it last as like an extended part of a regular season and then hopefully the playoffs. That's your hope for the Knicks, because you can't change the team. You can't adjust the team.
No, but
I remember game 2 required one of the great big time chokes ever as well by Wemby, right? Like
sure.
He doesn't, you know what I mean? Like it's
but I do think the Knicks played well. I do think the Knicks played well. I'm not saying about the result, but I thought the Knicks played well in that game. I thought everybody was clicking. Cat. We're talking about Cat MVP. We're talking about Cat MVP after 2 games.
I think the Spurs in game 2 made up a 7-point deficit in the 4th.
Yeah, they did, right? Yeah.
It was basically, it was kind of like Victor going 4 of 9 from the field for 10 points. And it was Dylan Harper scoring 9 points.
But you've never seen all of the big 4, whatever they have, or whatever, the top 4 players. They weren't playing well, but they were finally playing well. You're like, oh, this is what you envision. 2 wings doing good things.
Yeah, but I mean, the reality is the Knicks went as Jalen Brunson took them. Like, when it really came down to like nut cutting time, it was always Jalen Brunson carrying that offense. Like in every one of these games, even those games where those guys were having good games, in the last 3 minutes of those games, Jalen Brunson was the show. Like,
what I'm saying is like you have limited options to change this team.
Oh no, I don't think you can. I don't think you can change this team.
Your only hope is like. No, your only hope is that somehow, which just hasn't happened in 2 years, except for a small little spurts, where all 4 of them are playing very well. That's your hope.
That's fine.
No, that's great. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with that.
But what they did in the playoffs carries over into the regular season. Like we have seen that in the past, where a team figures it out, and then what they couldn't figure out for basically 1.5, like it carries over, and next year they're 55, 60 wins.
You guys just don't think that this team is pretty much just locked in the 53 to 59 win season total. Like, I don't think this is going to become a 60 win team. I don't.
I'm saying theoretically, I think next year, like most likely Boston is probably going to be the best regular season team in the East.
Sure.
If I had to pick right now.
I would still expect the Knicks to do or have a similar run to what they've had this year, what they did the last year before that, and the year before that.
I think I think they might. I could see them being a bit better. just because of the
You do? You think?
Yeah.
how
Maybe.
just I think psychologically they're
The
just kind of like,
confidence?
listen,
Yeah,
we did
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and we know how to play, and maybe they don't, but because they were also 53 this year, because didn't Brunson get injured this year, and they had like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they
going
had a
on
couple
there.
injuries. Yeah, they had a couple injuries. Yeah.
I think they're perfectly fine be a 53 to 59 win team.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just don't think they're going to be like OKC or even the Spurs for that matter.
Oh no,
in terms of the regular season.
Like the Spurs and OKC are both going to win like 65 games next year again.
Yeah, I would expect both teams to win about 60 games plus. Yeah, definitely.
Right, they're just going to be nuts.
Yeah, I think like there's nothing else they could do. So
no,
I mean, this is what's not fun about this whole second apron shit. Like these teams can't evolve.
It is restrictive.
Like, I mean, unless you're like the Celtics, who just like somehow got people to convince them to like get out of jail.
Well,
now they're
who knows
Giannis
what they're going to do now?
It's like,
you don't think he's going to the Heat? Isn't that what all reports are? Is that he's going to go to the Heat? Tyler Hero to the Pistons?
what does that offer?
Because
it's a three-way
what
deal.
Brunson did in this year's playoffs, and the fact that the Spurs didn't have guards who could do it, and just looking at the success Shea has had, and looking at the Pistons with Cade, I'm just going to move on to the next subject. Does that make Peterson's stock value greater, Umer? That teams look and say, you know what, if we want to win a title, we got to have a guard. Unless we can get a Joker, Giannis, Wemby.
No, the problem with Peterson is he's a scorer. Those guys, like Jalen Brunson, yes, he's a scorer, and same thing with Shea, but they play make. Like they do pass the ball. They are good creators.
But
no
isn't their creation a function of their? Like, isn't Brunson's
sure?
Like, isn't it a function of the defense collapses? We make the right. Okay.
Sure. It's kind of like same thing with Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry isn't a point guard. He's just kind of a function of having the ball in his hands, and defense is collapsing on him. He will make the right pass, but he makes the pass. Darren Peterson is not that guy. He is not he's like Dabansa is more likely to be a pass kind of guy because he is more of a creator. Whereas Peterson's just a pure scorer. Like in terms of offense, that guy fills up buckets. That's what he does. The thing is, I don't think either of those guys is in the same mold as a SGA or Jalen Brunson. Like I don't think they're that.
Peterson, is he better or worse than Dylan Harper?
I don't think he's better. I think scouts. Ooh, no, I don't think he's better.
Just because we watched Harper show that he could score on the big stage.
Harper
without a shot. The Harper's
the
big
thing
is
Peterson's a better shooter. He's a better shooter, and you could say like mid-range scorer. In terms of attacking the rim, Dylan Harper's much better. Handling the ball, Dylan Harper is much better. Passing the ball, Dylan Harper is much better. Defensively, I would say Dylan Harper is much better. Darren Peterson's he's not going to be known for his defense. Pure scoring in terms of shooting, Darren Peterson is better. But that's really it. For me, I would say Dylan Harper is a better prospect.
Harper needs to, like, it's not just shooting. I'm not a big fan of actually Harper's passing. I think he, like, I see a potential for him to be a baby, like be kind of a poor man's Cade. I don't think he can reach that level. Like, in terms of impact, pardon me? Yeah. Like impact, I envision Harper long-term being kind of better than Murray, not as good as Cade. That type of player I kind of see him as, in that I think he will be a top 15, 20 player. Castle's the one who I'm interested in if he can ever get a shot. Just because he's another guy who's really great finishing at the basket. He's already elite defensively. Like, he's going to be, top 10 perimeter defender. Do you think the Spurs are the favorite? Like, coming in the East, would you consider the Knicks the favorite to come out of the East next year? As it stands now?
I'd say the Celtics. Although, let me think about that for a second. Celtics got bounced in the first round.
And the Celtics don't have a big man that can start. Right?
Yeah.
That's their problem.
I mean, yeah, I'll say they're favorite, but like I said, I think I agree with you guys that they're not more than a 56-win team or something like that. It's not like it can be crazy.
Uber, are the Knicks the favorite in the East next year?
It depends on what happens with all these trades and where Giannis ends up. I would say right now, sure. But if Giannis ends up on the Celtics and they still have Jaylen Brown,
I mean, listen,
No.
Giannis ends up on the Celtics. Yeah, fine.
I mean, what if
Here's
Giannis
the-
ends up on the Celtics but for Jaylen Brown, would you still take the Knicks over the Celtics?
No, I would take the Celtics.
So Jason Tatum and Giannis.
Yeah.
If
The thing with Giannis is if you can get Giannis a late game scorer, that's the hope for Wemby, is that Giannis is not a dependable late game guy, so you don't need Wemby to be a dependable late game guy, right? People,
but
tend
don't you think
to,
that's his personality though? Like that's what he wants to be. Like he wants to be
yeah,
the
but
guy.
Giannis wants to be it as well. But Giannis never developed.
See, the
a
thing
shot
is with
to be
Giannis
it.
is he to win a title kind of gave up the reins to Chris Middleton. Like that's why
because he knew
couldn't.
that I
Yeah, he
can't
couldn't
do
do
it,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So like now the question is there someone on the Spurs who can do it? And I think that's the question you ask, is that do you think Dylan Harper can develop into that guy? But can you wait that long for him to develop into that guy? That's the question that they have to answer in that respect. Like, for example, I actually don't have the Spurs as the favorites in the West next year.
I mean, it's the Thunder, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think it's the Thunder.
Though they may
Unless-
lose Lou Dort.
Well, but all signs are the Thunder are just going to say we don't goodbye, Luke.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
And they'll bring back
They'll be happy
Hartenstein.
just starting Case and Wallace, and he'll be a
That's
second
true.
team all defensive. Right,
That's
he'll lead the league
true.
in steals or something like that. I don't think this though is the the Thunder situation from 2013, or sorry, 2012, where it's like they never get back to the finals, right? And then that's just because the Thunder had a very specific dynamic and they had specific bad luck with injuries. I don't see that dynamic here between Wemby, Harper,
I mean,
and
they also came close. Like they lost in the
Yeah, they
conference
did.
finals, I think, twice, right?
twice, right? And then they had bad
Yeah.
injury luck too. Like Ibaka got injured one year, Durant got injured one year, Westbrook got injured one year.
It also doesn't help that they traded their third best player away. Like imagine after this playoffs, the Spurs trade either Castle or Harper. Like it would just be unheard of. Like it'd be absolutely insane.
That's the whole thing we talked about. That's why Fox has to come off the bench. And you have to make that
Yeah.
immediately clear. So there's no rumblings. There's no kind of anyone upset that, hey, mainly it's Harper. You don't want him to start getting even like Marbury was back in the KG days where, no, I think I can do bigger, better somewhere else. You just want to immediately establish you're going to be the starting point guard next year. The ball's in your hands. Right. Ahmer, would you consider the Thunder, the Spurs, the West favorite next year?
I think it's the Thunder. I think it's for sure the Thunder. I don't know what the Spurs can do this summer, but if this team just rolls it back, I don't think they're gonna have to have some more. This journey has to just keep on going for them to actually be the favorite. It's just too broken. Like I don't know. They have to change something. I don't know if they can change something this summer, but something has to change. I don't know. It was just too. It's just the way they lost. It was just like it's just.
I think they have to get a 4, and they need a veteran in there. Like Fox didn't work. It just. I don't care what they say. We believe in him. It was a spectacular failure. We didn't even talk about that decision to try to make the layup, where I think afterwards he said, I thought I would make the layup, but here's the thing. Even if you make the layup, it's still the bad play. It's still like you shouldn't.
You still have a chance to tie the game. Like you just hold the ball. Like that's like everyone who's ever played basketball just killed the clock. Like what are you doing?
Wait, can they really lay out LeBron?
They could.
Like, what do they need to do to do that?
The Spurs, salary-wise,
Just
can do
sign him.
anything.
They can
they
sign
can
him
outright
outright.
sign him. Yeah, they could.
They can sign them outright.
They have cap room just to do it?
Everyone's on rookie
they-
contracts.
Yeah, they have $150 million
Vassell
right now
and all
on the
those
books.
guys?
They're not. Vassell makes like $25 million a year or something.
Vassell makes $27 million. Keldon Johnson is the last year of his deal. He makes $18 million. Wemby currently makes $16 million.
I think next year is the first year of his next year's the 5th year is the extension or what? No, yeah.
No,
So
no.
they can do
haven't signed
anything.
him to the extension yet. So his qualifying offer will be the following year. So they'll probably sign him to an
Well,
extension.
LeBron would be perfect there, right? But
of course, but LeBron James is not going. He's not going to San Antonio.
He would take all the attention.
He's
Like,
not going to San Antonio, guys. Come on.
I think that would be so good.
He was
if
never
LeBron cares about winning, he would go to San Antonio. But I don't think he cares about winning. I think.
What does he just want? He just wants to live in LA.
No. I think one, it's LA. It's also he doesn't like that the Lakers cater too much to Luka and San Antonio. It's going to be, listen, this is Wemby's world, and you're on the
pretty
Spurs.
sure he's staying.
But then where is he going to go? He's not going to go back to LA, is he?
He's going to go back to LA. He's going to go back to the Lakers.
On what contract?
I'm telling you, I don't think he is.
I'm almost certain who do you guys think he's going to go to?
I think the reason I don't think he is that I think the Lakers are going to give Reeves his extension.
Okay.
And then I think the Lakers understand they have to get a rim-running big. The other guy who I think would actually work really well in San Antonio is Rui Hachimura. I think he's someone who, if you put him at the 4 in San Antonio, would be great.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy they need.
Right? Like, that's someone that... And then maybe the Spurs have to do a thing where they tell the Lakers, okay, let's find a third team. We try to unload Fox.
What if the Lakers go to LeBron James and say, all right, LeBron, we're going to sign Jalen Duren if you take a pay cut. Doesn't he have to do it?
But would he take a pay cut?
So far the reports
knowing that they're also going to give
no.
Austin
So far the reports
Reeves,
are Rich Paul and LeBron James are willing to negotiate in a favorable way with the Lakers, depending on who they get. If they use the money on something worth it, like I said, if they go and offer Jalen Duren a contract, you come back with
the Pistons will just match it.
He's a free agent.
No, he's restricted.
Oh, you are correct.
Yeah. And the Pistons have told him, if you can get the max, go get the max, but they're just going to match it. Remember we talked about that where they kind of have to bring Duren back because...
Yeah, I guess you have no choice.
They're right. I mean, it would be great if they could get Jalen Duren. Like him with Luka.
I mean, that's the kind of move the Lakers kind of have to make. Right?
I mean, you can go and you can see if you can... I don't know if the Mavs will ever trade again with the Lakers because of what happened the last time. But even
man, you can't. They're not going to give up, and they're not going to give him that.
Gafford or Lively works for you, right?
They're not going to. Oh, Lively, I think, is injured for quite some time, so they're not going to even try.
With De'Aaron Fox, what my biggest fear is
What's
my
that?
fucking stupid team trades for him.
Well, I mean, Van Vliet's coming back next year.
No, I have a grim feeling the Rockets are going to do something very dumb.
Yeah, but who would they give up? Steven Adams? Oh man, the Spurs would love to have Steven Adams.
They could do a bunch of things, right? Like they could...
Yeah, but isn't Steven Adams the kind of guy the Spurs need? Isn't that the guy they need?
Sure.
Like a big man who can take the
rebounding.
Spurs
are going to get a major asset back for Fox. Like they'll get salaries matching because they kind of have to match.
Well, I mean, is Steven Adams a major asset? I think he's a nice to have.
Yeah, oh no, that's what I mean. Like it's
yeah, you're not.
If the
Spurs
they're not
getting
think
a star.
that we're getting something of real value back for
they're not getting Franz Wagner for De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
Like no, you're not getting something like that.
There's also the Raptors who could trade for Fox, but then that means the Spurs would have to.
Why would they
quickly.
do that? That would be awful. It'd be an awful deal. You'd have to give up someone like I guess you give up RJ, but why would the Spurs want that?
You give up quickly.
Yeah, the Spurs would never do that.
Of course you would, because if you were the Spurs, why not? Because you need a backup point guard. Quickly's perfect as a backup point guard.
Yeah, I guess.
And the Raptors kind of need a starting point guard. They're a city who has trouble attracting players. If you're getting
they've never attracted a player in their lives.
They can talk themselves into he was an all-star, and before the high ankle sprain, he was playing well in the playoffs and all that stuff. Amber, you look like you're concentrating on something. Are you researching something, or
he's watching this New Zealand Egypt game?
Okay, yeah, that's happening right now in Vancouver.
Yes, it is.
So let's just end with some World Cup talk. Here's what I've liked and I haven't liked about the World Cup. I think it's too spread out. It's because Canada and America and Mexico are massive countries to begin with. And so even if you just had it within the countries, it would be spread out. Now that you've split it between the three, but they have been, I think we were talking before, they've been great games. Because I've been watching the BBC and ITV streams.
Yeah.
And what I found fascinating is how just amazed the commentators are, like SoFi Stadium and Jerry's World. And like they're just talking about what are these things that we're at. What I do feel bad for, though, is the fans who are at the American, because one of the things I like about is, I guess, where is the, like, can you do fan marches to games? Or like here, that's the fun, like that's the march I went to for Vancouver, the Canada
Wait,
game.
to the Meadowlands?
can't.
It's
Yeah, like we marched
so
to the stadium,
far.
right? It was awesome. I had to leave because at some point they say that, okay, only ticket holders. But it was just a great... and then
No, you can't.
Toronto, I know, can obviously do that because the stadiums are downtown. But I'm trying to think, is any U.S. soccer stadium in its downtown core, are they all being played at NFL stadiums, which are all out in the burbs? Like, which are all just out somewhere.
LA, you can't. Dallas, you can't.
Yeah, LA is Inglewood, right? That's where SoFi is.
LA, you can't.
yeah.
Dallas, you can't.
Chicago, Soldier
Boston's in
Field.
Boston's
Oh, the
in
Soldier Field,
Foxborough,
you can do a march.
But that's kind of not.
They're not in Chicago.
It's not in Chicago.
Oh, they're not in Chicago. Okay.
It's like outside of Chicago.
But did you hear? Just a side. So they had a interview with Rahm Emanuel, who's the mayor of Chicago, when they're negotiating this. And apparently, FIFA forced them to put in a clause in the contract where they were like, "You have to put a dome on." He's like,
because...
"How can I agree? How can I agree to that?"
Yeah, that's insane.
Like, how can I agree to that when the taxpayer is going to charge you $200 million and like we're not going to agree to that? And then he was just like, "I'm not going to do the World Cup," sort of thing. It was like sort of a weird sort of clause, but yeah, I mean, the vibes are just like.
It's also the ticket price thing has just destroyed it, like has ruined it for everyone, I think. A lot of people.
There's a lot of stuff that's weird. I have found like.
Also, doesn't the U.S. also have dynamic pricing for like trains? And so, like, I was reading that something like, was it Chicago? It might have been Chicago, where it was something like on the game day, the train from the airport was like $200.
No, what they did was, so for instance, like the New York.
I know the New York,
train?
but I think Chicago had the similar situation. I was reading one article.
It's been. I wish I got the ITV. I don't know how to. Are you just watching a stream or?
Yeah, I just stream it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck with the Fox stuff.
I can't stand watching Fox, so that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. You know why it's hilarious?
You get
it's because
Zlatan.
Thierry Henry and Zlatan are with Alexei Lalas, and Alexei Lalas is MAGA. So basically, and he sucks at. Obviously, he's not Thierry or Zlatan. So they just like bully the shit out of Alexei. It's just like so hilarious. It's the most funniest thing you've ever seen because like, and then like Thierry's like embarrassed to be there. He's just like, why am I on this with Alexei Lalas?
Well, because
Zlatan's just being Zlatan.
They pay every 2 weeks. He receives something in his bank account which tells him why he's on.
It's just hilarious to watch it because you're like, this is just weird production. Like whatever. I mean, like the ITV stuff has Ian Wright and like all these guys are great.
Yeah, like we had Roy Keane. It was like today's games. When I watched them, was Roy Keane was on.
Gary Lineker was on, I think,
but what I did like from Thierry and Zlatan was when them talking about Ronaldo. And they like kind of made the point that he's just being like I think the way Zlatan talked about it, they talked about it a different way. I think Henry said you got to do what's best for the team, not best for him. But Zlatan said the problem is we all think we're the best, and even when our bodies betray us, and he still thinks he's the best player in the world because that's the mentality, but he's not.
He's not. Like I thought that was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and then even the way they're used, like. Because kind of Argentina recognized, okay, Messi's not going to press. So we're just not going to play him in that position. We're going to protect him kind of in the middle, have two guys in front of him, guys around him. Ronaldo's just demanding that, no, I want to be up front. I want to be the lone striker. And
oh, no, it's crazy.
He's making runs where he's not even making the right runs. Like, he's not making the runs that are best to score. He's making the runs so that the ball has to be passed to him, and it's screwing up other things.
No, it's crazy watching Messi play because he just walks all the time.
Yeah.
But then, like, suddenly you're just like...
Well, he's mastered it.
You know what I like about watching... What I like about watching them play... I thought Germany yesterday was like this. I thought France was also like this. They play through the middle a lot.
Yeah.
Just like... they don't do it on the wings and they kick it back and like all that kind of shit. It's like straight through, and you're like, wow, this is like really fun. And then they give the ball over in those places, and it comes back the other way. It's like it's very fun. Like the EPL was not like that this year. It was just so
It's
boring.
like Spain today was just nuts. What they did to
oh yeah, but
like,
Spain was really bad in the first game. Like
Yeah.
they were just like it was just
Cape Verde
horrible.
clearly is better than everyone thought.
Did you see the thing where like João Neves for Portugal, he actually like intimated in his interview like, oh yeah, like Cristiano, blah blah blah. He got destroyed by all these bots online, and his girlfriend got destroyed by all these like Ronaldo stands, like who just went crazy. But he was the only player. He's like 20. He's won 2 Champions Leagues, and he's 20, and he just came out and just called them out. I was like, no, their coach is not even doing it. Like they can't do it.
Like,
it's just
it's a weird one. Like the whole Messi Ronaldo has always been. It's a matter of preference. Like Jordan James, it's like, listen, Maradona, Pele. They're the 2 best. Who do you want? But it is my whole issue with Ronaldo is Ronaldo just always has seemed more of a douchebag than Messi. Right.
The interesting thing, I thought England that 15-20 minutes was unbelievable.
Yeah, I watched that.
That game
I
was
just
great.
saw it.
I got really pissed though that
I-
they got the goddamn, they redid the penalty. I was just angry at that. I was fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, this
If
is
they-
a question I actually wanted
they've
to
also
ask.
figured out they also figured out that they just realized that Harry Kane's their best player and Jude's their best player, and we're not going to try to fit all these guys in and just like play exactly to those 2 guys. It's like,
when
oh,
he's also not fit though, right? And he's going to be fit, and then are they going to bring him into the lineup? Saka.
who? Saka's not fit. He's a problem. He needs to
Because if
rest
he's
for like
fit, you bring
3 to
him
6
out.
months.
Okay.
Also, Rice is injured too.
Just because we mentioned England, they played Croatia. Who's the better Luka, Modric or Doncic? That's an like a
I
better.
don't know. Luka Modric win a golden.
Is he
Ballon d'Or.
a top 3 soccer player in the world?
Well, I'm not saying right now. I'm just saying
He won the Ballon d'Or. He won the Ballon d'Or one year.
And doesn't
When was
he
the
have,
last time when did he win? But anyway, didn't he win that in like
2018.
22? 28? Oh,
well, that's what I mean. I don't mean right now. I mean, who has been the
you mean
better
of all
Luka?
Modric
Modric
I
or
gotta say it's
Doncic?
Luka Modric, dude.
Doesn't Modric have
because
like
he's more
6 or 7
accomplished.
Champions League titles? Some
He's
ridiculous
more
he does.
number
accomplished.
with
And-
Real.
Yeah, and he made semifinals with Croatia. Oh, final with Croatia.
Made
Yeah.
a final, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
okay,
it-
fine. I guess you're right.
No, I just
Um,
thought it was an interesting question because they're both two Lukas from very small countries who've inexplicably became the best in the world, right? It's just,
Yeah. It should be interesting. Is there a possibility? Someone was saying there's a possibility that the U.S. could play England on July 4th.
I don't.
I mean,
know
it
what the
depends. It depends on
permutations
how
are.
Which would be
the
hilarious.
breakdowns.
God, it would be so
work.
gross here. I gotta get the ITV league for that one.
I think it's good though
can't
that
watch the Fox
all the home countries are going to the second round. Like Canada just needs to not lose by like 5 goals against Switzerland, and they will be fine.
They're
Oh,
gonna
is that
park
how
the
it works?
bus. They're gonna park the bus
Yeah, of
after
course.
winning
Yeah,
by
of course.
6.
Both teams
they're
are gonna park
they're
the
not
bus,
even gonna
right? Yeah.
try. Yeah,
Cape Verde tied today. Can they
Yeah,
make
they did.
it?
they can. Right now, they have 2 draws, so they're still
Yeah,
alive.
that's awesome.
They're still alive.
That's a fun story.
Yeah, no, it was fun though watching the game and like just the shellacking that Canada gave was quite fun. But that's been a lot of the fun too. Like I was told the first game I was reading the Aussie fans did the march, right? But they did so basically what they've done is the actual SkyTrain station, Chinatown Stadium, they basically said there's no access to the stadium from here. So we want you to get off a station before. Right, so we all got off at this. If you've seen the Vancouver stuff, you've seen the big soccer ball.
Yeah,
that's the Science Center. So that station, and from there you walk. But what they did is there's one street here called Granville. That's kind of our really kind of it's just bars, right? But it's not like high end bars that they've shut down. The Aussie fans basically sat on that street for the day drinking, and then they marched to the stadium because the stadium's only like a 20-minute walk from there. And
Why they shut down the bars?
Pardon me? No, I mean
they shut down the bars.
No, they shut down the street. so there's no traffic on the
okay.
street.
But the bars
And
were
so-
open. Right.
Yeah, right. And I don't think they wanted that. They were like, "Oh no, we don't want you walking down." So we have all these like drunk Aussie fans walking down the Socceroos. I went down Saturday night to see that, but I haven't liked the timings of I didn't like how they timed the games at the start, though. I thought it was ridiculous that Toronto had a 3 p.m. start for the first Canada
Yeah,
game.
that was.
It's kind of like that.
Fun.
That means that in
It
Toronto,
basically shut the city down that day. It was awful.
well, no,
like,
but
that was the worst.
It's only the salaried workers and management can get off work. All the wage workers, they
It's
still
true.
have to go to work, right? They're
Yeah, that's true.
and then in Vancouver on the West Coast, that means we're watching the game at noon, right? Which
You're
means,
just not watching the game.
Yeah, no one's.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't busy at all for the game.
Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't either a night game or the next day.
I think it was because they wanted the U.S. was the 6 p.m.
Well, Mexico got the first night, so the Thursday night. U.S. got the second night.
So why not
which
just put
was
the U.S.
Friday
on the
night.
Saturday?
Well, I don't know, or put Canada on the Saturday. Give us a 3 p.m. Saturday game. That's totally fine.
Yeah, like,
I don't know why they
really,
didn't do that.
I was quite disappointed
It
with
didn't
that.
make sense. Yeah.
But I've been told everything.
What I think is weird. Sorry, what I think is bizarre. I don't know how this is evened out at all, but I think Spain played both their games in Atlanta inside.
They played
I
two
remember that,
games
but-
in the same stadium? I don't think anyone's done that.
I could
Like
swear
Canada-
they played their first game.
Really? That's surprising.
I would have to double check that, but I thought they were both there.
Well, they could have played at SoFi, because SoFi is also indoor, right?
No, but Dallas Stadium, the Houston Stadium. So, like, the teams that are getting the indoor stadiums for 70 degrees, it's just very bizarre. Like, it's just very bizarre how this is even. Like, for instance, like, I think England played indoors, but then they play in Boston, then they play in New York outside. But then there's like, I don't think that's evening out. Like, I'd like to see if it was even.
I don't
but-
think there's any rhyme or reason to that. Like Team Canada is pretty sure going to play all their round robin games in Canada. They're not going to play same thing with Mexico. I think they're playing only in Mexico. And same with Team USA. Like these host nations aren't playing elsewhere till the round robin.
No, but
Or
what I'm
whatever-
saying
or
is,
whatever
like,
the next round is.
I do think that's a big advantage, though.
Oh no, yeah,
like-
definitely, yeah.
I think it's a huge advantage if you're playing inside. Like,
I mean, if it was swelteringly hot, I'd agree. It just hasn't
I mean,
been.
it's gonna get some. It's gonna
Vancouver
get
was in the midst of a heat wave.
I mean, well, a Vancouver heat wave is like a regular Toronto summer. So how hot
Like
was
no,
it
like
actually?
we were like it was unbearable. Even like I was getting migraine. That's how hot it
what was the temp? You
It
guys
was
had
hitting
the other day?
31, 32.
Really? See, we
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
even cracked 25.
And we're gonna hit 31, 32 again this week. I think on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's
and then
that's
on
so
Wednesday
crazy.
it's supposed to drop down.
This whole week we are pretty much around like 22 to
but it is
25.
interesting the hydration stuff where everyone's getting pissed off at it. Everything I've read though is health experts are saying no. Listen, we think that if it's 20 degrees, you should the hydration. Like they're very supportive of the hydration stuff. They're saying that no.
Should they have hydration
They're
breaks
saying those
in
are just
the
money
indoors?
grabs. People are complaining.
Of course, they're a money
grab.
grab. It's fucking commercials. What are we talking
No,
about?
like all the Europe commentators I've seen, they're just like, what is this fucking shit? Like, this is just like a money grab. Like, it is a money grab, but I don't think it's a bad thing to have a water break.
Yeah,
But
like
that's
no,
weird.
because it was for South Africa, right? They did it.
No.
and there was
no.
Qatar.
The
It
first,
was a
it
Qatar.
was
It was
last
a
year.
Qatar.
The last
Was it-
one was the very first one they ever did.
no. But did in South Africa they also did have breaks.
But they weren't commercialized. Like, yes, they gave
They
them
were
water breaks.
commercialized, but they understood that. and I
Yes,
think
which
even
is fine,
they
which
understood
is fine.
that no, and in Brazil they understood that no, it's so hot we have
Which
to
is,
do this.
I don't think anyone has a problem with giving the players a hydration break.
yeah,
I think people have a problem with you're cutting away from the action. Sometimes you're getting back late to the action.
yeah.
And it's like stuff like that where it's like,
But it's I think
and there's one other thing. Like, if you watch an American and Canadian broadcast, they're cutting away completely. If you watch on Telemundo does not cut away.
ITV
So
isn't either.
they're seeing
Yeah.
strategy. Like, there's tactics being done by coaching, which is like, hey, I kind of want to watch that. Like, what like, or give me Give me a small screen. Like, do the picture away. Like, do any of that. Like, why do I have to have a fucking 90-minute commercial? Like, it's. I think that's the part that's bothering everyone, right?
Yeah, no, I get it. The other thing I would say is that why not make it so that the coach can't have interaction with the players during that break?
No, man. You want no coaching?
It was
That's like
it was strange early on because almost after every break, goals were being scored. Like it was just
because
they're
like set pieces essentially.
Yeah, like there was like strategy that was a bit too much. But I also think people Infantino is just abhorrent, right? But you have to remember the reason Infantino does this is because every country's soccer federation, they're supporting this because they're getting
money.
Getting a big check cut to them from FIFA.
Of course.
So yell at Infantino, but also yell at USA Soccer, yell at Canada Soccer.
Yeah.
They're the ones.
It's like the whole thing's gross.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
Ridiculous.
For sure.
But yeah, it's like I watched it at they were showing it under the Brooklyn Bridge. They put Adidas is doing a thing, so they have this whole screen. That was really fun. Like the weather's been great. Like when we were saying, like the weather's been awesome here. So that's been fun.
Yeah,
in
here
the
what they have is right by my place. There's a Brentwood Mall, and so they have a massive screen. It's like an outdoor mall. It's more like a Southern California mall the way they've set it up, and so they're showing all the matches on that. And so, like for example, is
that the official fan fest or is that just a watch party?
The official fan fest is at what we have the PNE, the Pacific National Exhibition. The official fan fest is there. I haven't gone there yet. I wanted to go, but it just seems like there's too many families. It's just too much. I was just like, forget it.
The official fan fest is like 5 minutes from my house.
Yes,
but you have to have tickets. No, it's under the Gardner. It's at Fort York.
Okay, yeah.
But you have to have tickets. It's a paid event. It's not a free event.
Yeah, so ours here it's free. The PNE is free.
Toronto didn't fight FIFA on that one. It was originally free, and then FIFA charged, and then some cities essentially fought that, and
New York canceled theirs.
Some places just straight up canceled it.
This is like an Adidas event for all their teams. They're just
but that being said, like there's a bunch of places outside of the Fan Fest that are just like random parks setting up screens. There's tons
we have Granville Island is doing it, where all the food trucks are showing up.
I will tell you, the days there have been games in the city, the energy has been palpable. It is insane the amount of people out just at bars, just hanging out.
Yeah. It's been completely packed for everything. And like we had the first Iran game, the Iranian community was all there at Brentwood Mall. We have a very large South Korean community. So when I was for their most recent game, you had that. So I actually, one of the things I kind of want to do is the last South Korea match, find like just a South Korean bar and go watch it at. So I think that'll just be cool. A really fun environment because we have so many here, right? We have a really large South Korean community, so we have a lot of good places. Any predictions on who you think will win the World Cup? Ahmer?
I can't make a big prediction until I haven't studied like outcomes in the knockouts. Like I don't know what those paths are because they're so complicated. I can't put that together. I would say, and I hate to say this, but I have a feeling England could do it. I don't want them to do it. I'm cheering against them. I kind of think they have something figured out. And then I thought France in the second half, some of that stuff was devastating.
Yeah, France and Spain that going. I just think are. I find it very difficult to see. Yeah,
I thought what France did in that game was just.
And I think if Portugal could figure out their Cristiano situation, they could be very dangerous. But I think if
they play Gonzalo Ramos, if they play Gonzalo Ramos, I think they win most games. I just think they're just way too slow right now. Like this,
I like France.
Slow. And then I think Argentina is obviously. I'm interested to see what Argentina does against a better team because can this guy just walk around and just suddenly just score 3 goals? He just walks around.
He arguably could still be the best player in the world, which is so crazy to say.
I don't think
it's amazing to see him watch.
Yeah, like, and also Haaland was amazing. Norway, that was awesome.
Yeah,
he did.
That game was hilarious because it was like these Aryan Norwegians against these Munchkins. It was just like these. It was hilarious. Like you're just like watching. Like what is? They were like so huge,
towering over them. Yeah,
Haaland was crazy. Like he was.
Yeah, he was great. He was just so intense the entire game.
It should be fun though. I mean, I really do think this round of 32 is going to be fun, and there's so many games. Like, there's an extra round.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not getting there for like another week and a half. Like we still have like another week and a half of this before we even get to there, right? It's July 2nd.
I don't. It's just so many games. Like I can't even keep up. Like today's games were shitty, right? Like they were just not.
Today was the first one day I didn't really catch. Well, I think
the Paraguay Cape Verde game was quite awesome, wasn't it? Sorry,
no, it turned out to be really
Uruguay.
good.
Yeah, it was 2-2 in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, it turned out to be good, and like
Egypt
I'm
up
for the small
2-1.
Teams, actually, I'm actually very excited about the small teams. I thought the Congo did well. Like that was great.
Yeah, the game against Portugal, that was a good result for them.
Australia was terrible against the US. I was watching that game. I was like, Australia was awful. Like I was like, oh my god. What's going on with Canada? Like, so Davies is not playing, right?
He's hurt, but they may bring him in. I don't know.
But I don't think they would bring him until the knockout rounds because now you don't need him for the third game.
No, they'll save him as long as they can.
Did you guys win the group? Did you guys win the group?
No, we are first in the group
close
because of goal differential.
Yeah,
because the
we're up 3 goals.
And you won the first 2 games.
We drew and then
we drew and but so did Switzerland. Us and Switzerland have done the same thing, but our goal difference is +3 on them.
Yeah, we won.
They have +3, we're +6.
The final score of the game?
6-1.
6-1, yeah.
6-1 and 1-1. Whereas I think they won 3-0 and tied.
And we had only
1-1.
scored 2 goals prior to that game in our World Cup history. 2 goals, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now we got 6 in that one.
It's our first win.
It's fun, actually.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Really.
Okay, everyone else, stay safe, keep fighting the good fight, and enjoy the World Cup. Bye.
Why does there have to be a death hunt, Mark? Why does war even exist? Why can't we all just have a game of footy like how England beat Germany for the First World War?
I don't know how to answer that, Jeremy.